Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. We are reading from A Day at a Time, September 16th. We learned from others in the program that the best way to deal with painful situations is to meet them head on, to deal with them honestly and realistically, and to try to learn from them and use them as springboards for growth. Through the program and our contact with a higher power, we can find the courage to use pain for triumphant growth. Will I believe that whatever pain I experience is a small price to pay for the joy of becoming the person I was always meant to be? Today I pray. May my higher power give me the courage I need to stop running away from painful situations. The substance was my escape hatch, the trap door I counted on to swallow me when life became too monstrous or villainous to bear. Now that I have locked the door, may I face the pain and learn from it. Today I will remember my compulsion is a trap door and a trap. Dang. That's a heavy one. A heavy one, but a good one, and probably one that we can all relate to. Hiding from hard things, painful situations, emotional pain. And this comes up time and time again. And I was just talking about it earlier with someone about something, but how I would hide from a painful emotion. And it was really interesting, just like journaling today. I realized that what I noticed was me getting angry towards someone and like rejecting them and like wanting to be like, yeah, get away from me. And I realized this is going to sound kind of confusing, but it was like I got to this realization. The only way I know that it's true is because something in me just like released, like this knot just like undid itself. And I realized that I was rejecting myself for rejecting something in them that I didn't like. But I was so uncomfortable with rejecting someone that I rejected myself for rejecting them. And that was the most painful part, like me rejecting me. And once I identified that, it totally took so much of the steam away from me. First off, I realized I wasn't even mad at them. I was mad at myself for being mad at them. But that was the heavier of the two. The self-directed anger. And like what they were doing, it was like, I mean, I could kind of take it or leave it. I didn't love it. But like the really angsty part that made me want to like act out was actually the part that I had 100% control over. I mean, I do have control over the emotions I have toward another person, but like to be mad at you for being mad, like there's no one in that dynamic but myself. And it was like a beautiful realization. I was just like, oh, I could breathe. And then why this reading made me think of it was like, okay, let's look rejection in the face. Because before I would want to eat to not feel the emotion of rejection. because it's very uncomfortable. And I sat with it, and it was almost like looking another person in the face. It was, like, really intense. It was just like, ugh. And I'm not even quite finished processing through it because I've learned a very specific way to process through an emotion, and I haven't gone through that whole thing yet. But just for a moment, because I didn't have, the time in that moment to, like, set aside and carve out time. But in that moment, I was just able to name it. I was able to say, like, "Oh, this is whatever it is I'm feeling, the specifics I don't have, this like, ugh, that's rejection. And that is because I'm not tolerating that thing in me. I'm not tolerating my own experience of rejecting someone else because that's like the goody two shoes in me coming out. That's the like not wanting to offend, not wanting to harm, not wanting to cause trouble. That's the one in me was like, well, yeah, I have to be a good girl. Like it's not nice to reject someone. Well, you're not making it any easier by saying, okay, I don't feel it, I don't feel it, I don't feel it. And actually it makes one quite ill. I didn't know that. It's such a habit of mine to just be like to not even know the thing that I'm reacting to. And then I have to dig quite a lot to actually realize, oh, I'm reacting to them, but then I find that improper. And so then I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, when you walk in on a little kid, like sneaking a cookie or something from the cookie jar, and all of a sudden they like their hand shoots back out and they're like, I don't have to do anything. That's how I am about my interior negative emotions and when they're directed negatively or poorly toward other people. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. Like um like I'm not proud of it. I'm not wanting to parade around and be happy with the fact that I, you know, get reactive towards what other people do or don't think kindly towards what other people do. That's not what I want, but it for beating someone up when I criticize for criticizing. None of these things are helpful. And it actually just makes the situation worse. And it's what it is it's me not accepting what's going on. And that part in the big book where they say acceptance is the answer to all my problems. If I never accept that first part where I'm rejecting my rejection, I'll never get to the part where I can work through the thing in the other person that I'm rejecting and can decide whether or not I want to hold on to that because it's correct or I want to release it because it's not important. So maybe I can help you do the same with something, or maybe you're able to on your own. If you do, share it. I think that'd be great. And if you're having trouble, share it. And if you really want extra help, schedule something with me and we can really get to the bottom of some stuff. Love you guys. With that, I pass.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you're here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.